Welcome to SBU-TV News. I'm Andy Mavra.
And I'm Carol Moran. In the midst of worries about the H1N1 virus, medical doctors at Stony Brook University are researching another viral disease, one that can stay with you for years. Here's Carol Tang.
Tired, sore, miserable. Those three words describe how student Zachary Wortman says he felt when his Lyme disease relapsed last year.
All my joints hurt and my muscles hurt. And it's just one of those days where you don't really want to do anything at all.
Wortman has had chronic Lyme disease for 2 years, and he says the hardest part isn't having it, but having to constantly be on guard.
Every time I get sick, I have to go into the doctors and get another blood test just to make sure I'm not having a relapse.
Dr. Jorge Banac has been researching Lyme disease for more than 20 years. He says the greatest medical mystery now is why it keeps coming back to afflict the same person. Banac says there is currently no way of telling when a relapse will occur.
The remissions get longer and the relapse is smaller. So the trend is toward improvement, but this can last years.
Although most cases improve with antibiotics, some can leave devastating damage.
And your joints have taken a hit. You may never be the way you were before.
Lyme disease is most prominent in the Northeast, where deer ticks are common, and states in the region are reporting significant jumps in the number of confirmed cases, according to the Center for Disease Control. The cause is still unknown, but may be explained by possible tick increases from global warming and better reporting of Lyme cases. New York State ranked number 1 last year with the most confirmed cases at over 57,000. Borrelia bacteria, the organism that causes Lyme disease, doesn't grow well, making lab research more difficult and time-consuming.
The Borrelia divides once every 12 hours. So there's a very long period of cell division in the Borrelia, only exceeded by that of Mycobacteria, which is the organism that causes TB, tuberculosis.
Both Banac and Wortman say the best way to prevent Lyme disease is still by thoroughly checking yourself after being outdoors, especially places like your back-end clothing, to the point where it should almost be a religion. For Stony Brook University, this is Carol Tang.
The horses that drive New York City carriages may soon have to find new stables. Kazadi has the story.
Horses from the Shamrock stables might not have a place to come home to for the holidays. That's because this building sits on city-owned property. It's due to be torn down to make room for affordable housing, retail space, and an expansion of elementary school PS 51. The plan will also force Shamrock's 32 carriage horses to relocate and put 17 of its drivers out of work during the busy holiday season. Shamrock Stables owner Ian McKeever declined a request for an on-camera interview, but stated that he was blindsided by the news, saying, quote, "A few weeks ago they said that there were no plans yet. Now they're trying to make us move and give up our only source of income. It's simply unjust." McKeever added that there is no room for his horses in the 4 other stables near Central Park, like the city has suggested. But what is bad news for the horses is good for Annabelle Sanchez, whose 3 daughters attend PS 51.
I'm so happy that take away the horsey things because it's really nasty, and the winter time a lot of people stay there and it stinks.
The construction plan has also gained support from animal rights agencies that want to see the stable go to help rid New York City of horse-drawn carriages altogether.
We're not supporting the elimination of jobs or positions, but as a whole, the city does need more affordable housing.
There's a whole plethora of reasons why the carriage horses don't belong in New York City in the year 2009.
Shamrock carriage driver Burke Demir disagrees.
It's really good advertisement for New York City. For tourists, it's really good to get a ride in the park. There is no abusement about the horses in this business. We really take care of the horses. We feed them good.
The Department of Housing Preservation and Development says it expects Shamrock to sue in order to stay in business. The process could take months to complete, which means that the horses might have a home through the holiday season. Their fate afterwards is yet to be determined. For Stony Brook News, I'm Sarah Kazadi.
A new fishing law makes it harder and costlier for fishermen in several Long Island towns. Here's Alexandra Flahive.
6 towns on Long Island are fighting the new recreational saltwater fishing license. The state's new law requires people 16 and older to have a license when fishing from shores, piers, docks, and boats.
Now the proposed annual fee is $10. But if you get several $1 million from the amount of fishermen that's applying for the license at $10, my fear is 5 years from now it'll be $50.
Terminal Tackle Bait Shop is seeing a decrease in sales because customers have to spend their money on the license to avoid a fine. Owner John Ritchie thinks money coming from the license is being misused.
It's just being used to relieve the state's general fund of the cost of some of the DEC salaries. That's where it's going.
The Department of Environmental Conservation claims funds generated by the license will go toward improving data and marine research. Long Island towns argue that colonial patents give them the right to manage town waters.
I don't know of anybody who likes this, because everybody realizes what it is and sees it for what it's for, and that's just a tax. Okay, they're being asked to pay $10 just to be able to fish for the rest of this year through December 31st, and then another $10 to fish next year.
New York State Attorney General Andrew Cuomo thinks the license was poorly implemented and refuses to defend the state in this case. The license will not be enforced in the 6 towns until the lawsuit has been resolved. This is Alexandra Flahive reporting for Stony Brook University.
Cracking up. I'm trying to remember who that was. Making movies, huh?
It's being used to pay for costs that had previously been paid out of the general fund. So nobody's getting any benefit from that money.
And information that different agencies could use to regulate the species, I think the majority of the fishermen would be in favor of it.
Graduation is only a few weeks away, and many seniors are getting ready to head into the real world and face a very challenging job market. Some are finding refuge in grad schools, while others are preparing for the worst.
I was actually looking for a job now, but it's been kind of tough to find a job after graduation. So I think I'm going to have to change my plans and actually go to grad school.
Even students already in grad schools are worried about their futures.
I really don't know what's going to happen after this, after I graduate from, graduate school, because all I have to do is take 2 more classes in the summer, and after that, I'm out there to the job market. And right now, since the job market is so horrible, it's very hard to attain a job.
Faculty and staff on campus are trying to provide students with every advantage possible to prepare them for the tough job market ahead.
We've been trying to get students as many internships as possible in the past year. We think internships is a key way to get a full-time job, even in a difficult economy.
We have 6 students who are in charge of promotional marketing to make sure students are aware we're here, aware of the services.
To successfully obtain a job in a rough economy, graduates should be flexible and persistent.
This is going to be an extraordinarily tough year or two, and I think that our graduates are going to need persistence. They're really going to have to stick to this. They're going to have to be flexible. They're going to have to want these jobs very badly.
With many fearing for their futures after graduation, all they can do now is look forward and hope for the best. I'm Dominique Batiste reporting from Stony Brook University.